Hello everyone. It has been a little while, but there is a good reason for that, and it actually that reason inspired me for today's topic of video. We have been going through, about five to 7 days of rain. What started off as a cute little storm turned into a pretty long series of days where we just had rain. Maybe we'd get a break for like 20 minutes in the middle of the day when the sun was at its peak, and then just get buried underwater again. So today I wanted to talk about solar power. We here don't have any kind of hookup to the main power grid. It is an option, but I believe it was like a $1,300 hookup to the power that's available out here to the residents of HPP. However, we never wanted to have a recurring power bill, so we went into all of this knowing solar power was going to be our course of action. Now, we had been warned that this could result in power troubles, meaning, there would be a string of days where you'd have less sunlight available to you, and so of course you'd run out of power. And we were kind of prepared for that, or I guess we thought we were. But this last little weather event that came through here really kind of showed us what it's like to have to go through this. So I wanted to start off by showing you what product we use for solar power, and then kind of talk about what other people have done, and then also kind of talk about what we did during the time period where we just weren't able to get power, so we didn't have access to our cell phones and things like that. I mean, that's primarily why I didn't even work on YouTube for the last week and a half or so, is because we were literally just crippled by this onslaught of water and rain. So here we go. Now, for the actual power, we purchased a product called Nature's Generator. I have it in a deck box, which I purchased from Home Depot. I've got the lock, so when we leave, it's a little bit more secure. The deck box was purchased at Home Depot. I remember it being kind of overpriced, but it was probably the best one. I want to say it was like maybe like $180. I don't recall. It was so long ago. Now here is the actual generator. We were really concerned about getting a gas generator. I didn't want to have to keep purchasing gasoline, especially now that gas is so expensive. It would just have been a headache and would have shunted our ability to do anything productive. I'm going to go ahead and get close here so you can see all the specs of Nature's Generator. There we go. So it's pretty hardy. They do have an upgraded version of this product, so that you can get something a little bit better. But the main products, the main battery products that you'll be purchasing if you go Nature's Generator, they have something called a Power Pod. Now the Power Pod is a little bit less expensive, and I don't recommend it, primarily because it doesn't have these plugins that you would want, these inputs. It's just like a battery to store the solar power or wind power. The next step up from the Power Pod is actually Nature's Generator, their main product. I wanted this because it has a solar input. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah. So the top right here, this is a solar input, and it actually has a feature for a wind input. If you go to naturegenerator.com and look at their products, they've got little turbines you can buy that are really cool. I didn't see any in the store. I think the stores typically are going to focus on the solar stuff. That's pretty popular these days. The use of it is it's got a power switch here. This will turn on your display right here, and then this series of power sockets, it has its separate switch right here beneath it. You can't really see it, but if you turn it off, on, so you have a little bit more control. If you do the main power, basically all you're turning on is your USB ports, and I think also you've got this AC input and the 12-volt battery if you needed to do something with that. Now I believe that this product here cost us about $1,000. They do have a upgraded version called the Elite. I didn't see that in the store. I wished I would have. I would have just paid the extra. I think it's like a $200 to $300 bump up in price, but it just has a bigger storage capacity for power, and the price difference is honestly at that point just go the extra mile and get the best product they can offer. Like I said, I didn't see it in the store. Now, with the purchase of this, you do get like a little trolley system that you can attach to the back here, so you can carry it, because this thing is pretty darn heavy. I mean, my wife can't pick it up by herself, and me, I mean, I can do it, but it's not pleasant. Now, you also need to purchase your solar panels. Every solar panel that you purchase individually should come with a 50-foot cable, and that 50-foot cable is going to have this plug-in. So you have a negative, positive, male, female part, and I didn't really see that on the casing, the packaging, when I purchased it, but I did purchase 2 solar panels. I believe they were about $350 each panel. And basically, I just wanted to maximize the catching power. The Nature Generator, PowerPod, and I believe even the Elite Generator, they can only work off of 2 solar generators, but you can daisy chain, which is putting more solar panels in work, but you'll have to have another unit, another generator, PowerPod, or whatever have you. So if you're going to buy the generator, the maximum amount of solar panels that generator I showed you can run on, or will run on, or store from, are 2 panels. So there's really no need to buy 3. It won't do you any good, because you'll just end up having to invest even more money into another product that's pretty expensive. Now, I do have these hooked up, so they're both going in there, and as you can see, it's getting full sun. I would probably say that when it's like this, this is my ideal type of day, simply because I don't have to worry about power shortages at all. It's just really wonderful. As the sun goes into the afternoon, early evening, I'll rotate these so they're facing west, just to maximize on it, because I hated going without power. But I believe it's 100 volts an hour per panel. Don't quote me on that, because I can't recall. But having 2, basically it only takes about 4 hours of good direct sunlight, and you're charged up pretty good. And when the storm first hit us, and we were, kind of just joking about power issues, our generator was at full capacity, and we were able to pretty much survive off of that for about 2 days. But then on the 3rd day, we really started having problems. Most people don't have the generator. In fact, when I went to Home Depot, they were shocked. The cashier hadn't even seen the product in store. So I wouldn't say it's a new product. I would just say that availability can be difficult. And I've actually gone back just to kind of look at the generator again. I was kind of fiddling with the idea of purchasing a 2nd unit, and they're all gone. So they're amazing. I don't know what else to say. I don't have to purchase any gasoline. I mean, all I need is the sun. And with the weather storms that we had, I did hear from multiple people that string of days was pretty unusual, especially since we're not in hurricane season. That should be starting next month, according to the locals. But anyway, what most people will do with their solar powers is you'll see multiple people, multiple rooftops having the solar panels actually physically installed onto the roof, just like you'd expect. And I actually was able to go into my neighbor's home yesterday, which was really cool to see kind of what she's doing. And yeah, she's actually got it hardwired in there. She said she's got, I think she said 2 panels, and she runs a refrigerator, stove, dishwasher. The only thing she doesn't have that is a pretty common household appliance, in my opinion, is a washer dryer. But she, I don't think she'd be able to do that. That extra tax on her power resources. But either way, she says she lives comfortably, and that storm that we just had last week was probably the first time since she's been here in 2 years that she had an issue with power. Now, what we did during the period of time where we were running low is just go run up to a coffee shop, and we have little like cell phone portable power banks that you would want to buy. You want to buy those before you actually get to Big Island. I'd recommend having two 20,000 milliamps. That is what we have, and they're wonderful. They're slow to charge, but boy, when you have them, they're just a wealth of power. The reason you want to purchase these before you actually get to the Big Island is because Amazon, all the big companies that you would use for the purchase of something like this, they actually don't have shipping capability for commercial purposes to the Big Island. It's basically, they can't ship anything like that with a battery here, which is kind of confusing, because if you go to Target, you can sometimes find them in stock, but you're better off buying them online, simply because the cost in the store here is astronomical. You can get such a better battery for that price that they're asking for a like product on Amazon. One technique that we are doing, or going to do, we haven't done it yet, is have one of my family members who live on the mainland in Texas purchase the product on our behalf from Amazon, and then they can mail it. So in my reading online, trying to figure out why I couldn't get this done, it's a commercial thing. So if you're having a big entity trying to purchase and ship these batteries, they have the problem. Person to person does not have the problem. So what you're better off doing is having a family member or relative, or you yourself, before you move here, taking the time to purchase the battery and then shipping it to you or bringing it with you, because otherwise you're going to run into the headache that I've run into. And really my only other option is to purchase a power pod, which is a pretty big bump up in price. So anyway, you'll need those batteries if you're going to run on solar power. They're backups. You need to have backups. Otherwise, you're going to be going to Kohala coffee shop like I had to do, and sitting there for multitudes of hours charging all my appliances like a dummy, just waiting for the girls to ask me to go, but no one ever did, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to stop it. Basically, what I would recommend is Nature's Generator. Your total cost of everything should put you just shy of about $1,700, around that ballpark. Of course, every time I look back, I see that prices have gone up for something. So if you're trying to get this done, you probably want to get it soon. I haven't done any kind of research into the wind harnessing aspect of Nature's Generator, but that is a pretty cool concept. Maybe one day when we get our land cleared a little bit, we have a little bit of a wind tunnel here right now. It's kind of muffled up here, but back where we're moving, there is actually a pretty good breeze, so maybe we can do that. But the sun is everything right here. And that should pretty much be it. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe. Mahalo for watching, and hope you guys are having a good one. Later.